Hello dear learners, welcome back again to my channel. Let's learn biology. So students, in this video, today we will discuss our next topic. That one is cell cycle. Cell cycle which leads to the formation of new cells in our body. But before discussing this cell cycle, firstly we will discuss why there is need for these new cells. So learners, new cells need to be produced in our body for three reasons. First one, for growth of the body. Second one, for replacement. Third one, for repair of old cells. And fourth one, for the purpose of reproduction. Now firstly we will discuss the cells. They are produced for the growth of the body. Now most organisms, whether it may be a plant or it may be an animal, they begin their life as a single cell, and that single cell, it is known as the fertilized egg. Now this single cell or this fertilized egg, this cell divides and redivides repeatedly to form a cluster of cells. And these cluster of cells, then they start shaping for different body functions to form tissues and organs. Now students, in this diagram you can see this is a cluster of cells, and this is a 4-day-old human embryo. And this human embryo, it is formed by the division and redivisions of a fertilized egg. When this fertilized egg, it starts dividing, then many number of cells, they are formed in the form of a cluster, and this is known as the human embryo. Firstly, the single cell, it divides into two cells. Then from the two cells, again two new more cells, they are formed, and then in this way the number of total number of cells, it is 4. Now from the 4 cells, 8 new cells, they are formed, and from the 8, 16 new cells, they are formed. Now as the number of cells, it gets increased, then these cells, they get specialized to perform different body functions, and in this way they form tissues and organs of the body. So in this way, when different tissues and organs, they are formed in our body, then the growth of our body takes place. So it is now clear that cell division, it is essential for growth of the body. Now the second reason that why the new cells, they are produced in our body. The new cells, they are produced in our body for the replacement of old cells, because when the normal body functions, they are performed in our body, then there is always a wear and tear of the cells. Now students, do you know that 2 million red blood cells in our body, they are destroyed every second. Now when 2 million red blood cells are destroyed in every second in our body, then in their place the new cells, they are formed through a division of their parent cells. And these parent cells, they are present in our bone marrow. So in this way, in our bone marrow, there is a continuous division of the RBCs, of the parent RBCs, and from the parent RBCs, new RBCs, they are formed, and in this way they are replaced. The old RBCs, they get replaced. Now in plants, the old and dried leaves, they fall off, and in their place new leaves, they are arising. So the new cells, they are needed for the replacement of old cells. Now third point is that the new cells, they are formed for the purpose of repair of the old cells. Means when there is an accidental injuries in our body, then the old cells, sometimes they get injured, they get destroyed, and in their place then new cells, they are formed in order to cover up the gaps and join the broken ends of the cells. Now students, if we are having any cut in the skin, or if we are having any fracture in the bone during any accident, then at that place of fracture, the cells, they get damaged, and in this way some gaps or some broken ends at the joint, some broken places, they appear. So in order to cover up the gaps and in order to join those broken ends, new cells, they are produced, which results in in the healing of the fractured bones. So this is the repair of the old cells. Now the fourth point is that for reproduction. Now for the purpose of reproduction, the dividing cells, the new cells, they are formed in our body. And this division of cells, it is a specialized division of cells, and that one is known as the meiosis. Now if we take the example of amoeba or bacteria. Now you people know that the body of amoeba or bacteria, it is made up of a single cell. So when this single cell, it divides into two similar independent cells, then two new amoebas or two new bacteria, they are formed. And here you students, you can see that in this division, the same number of chromosomes, they are passed from the parent cell to the new daughter cells. So this kind of division, in which there is no variation of characters, in which there is no change of chromosomes, no reduction of chromosomes, this is known as the mitosis. But in higher forms, as in case of humans or in the banyan tree, the special cells in the reproductive organs, they undergo a special kind of cell division, and this I have already told you that this special kind of cell division which occurs in the reproductive organs, it is known as the meiosis. Now this process of meiosis, it produces new cells, new reproductive cells, and these are known as the sperms and eggs. Now these sperms and eggs, they receive only half the number of chromosomes of their parent cells. Now student, this will be clear from this diagram. Here you can see that we are having two types of cells in our body. One, they are known as the body cells, another one, they are known as the sex cells. Now in body cells, whether these body cells, they are present in man or they are present in woman, the total number of chromosomes in the body cells, they are always 46. 46 means they are always in the form of pairs, that is 23 pairs. And this chromosome number, it is also denoted by 2n. So in man it is also denoted by 2n, and in woman it is also denoted by 2n. So same number of chromosomes, they are passed from parent cell to newly formed daughter cell. But in the second types of cells which are present in man or in woman, they are known as the sex cells. Now these sex cells, they are also known as the sperms and eggs. Now students, this I have already told you that these sperms, when there is fusion of these sperms and eggs, then these sperms, they receive only half the number of chromosomes which are present in a male body or which are present in a female body. Now suppose in male body, if the 46 number of chromosomes they are present, then the sperms, they receive only 23 number of chromosomes. And in the same way, these eggs, they also receive only 23 number of chromosomes. So when there is fusion of these sperms and eggs, then 23 chromosome number, they are coming from male parent, and 23 chromosomes, they are coming from female parent. So in this way, in the newly fertilized egg, 46 chromosome number it is present, that is also known as the 23 pair. So from this fertilized egg, a new baby it is developed, and that baby, it contains 46 chromosomes, and this chromosome number, it is noted by 2n. So this kind of division, it takes place for the purpose of variations of characters. So that's why the sperms and eggs, they receive half the number of chromosomes, and when a new fertilized egg it is formed, then again the total number of chromosomes, that is the 46 number of chromosome, it is restored. So it is all about why the new cells, they are formed in our body. Now students, we will discuss our next topic, that one is known as the cell cycle. Now cell cycle means divide, means a cell, it has to divide, then it has to grow, and again it has to redivide. So in this way, the number of cells, it can be increased by this cell cycle. Now before undergoing the process of cell division, a cell, it must complete some important tasks. What are these important tasks? First is that the cell, it first must grow. Then second is that it has to synthesize the materials like proteins, RNA, and then it has to duplicate. It's the most important material. That one is called the DNA. And then this cell, it gets divided into two daughter cells. So this whole process, it is known as the cell cycle. So cell cycle, it is an organized, predictable series of events which is called cell cycle. Now this cell cycle, it again consists of two phases. First one is known as the non-dividing phase, and this non-dividing phase, it is known as the interphase. And second one is known as the dividing phase, and this dividing phase, it is called the M phase or simply mitosis. Now students, firstly we will discuss this interphase. Now this interphase, it is also known as a resting phase, because during this phase the two daughter cells which are produced from a mother cell, they are very small, but they are having a full sized nucleus, and the content of cytoplasm in these cells, it is also very small. So these cells, they are said to be in interphase, but actually this interphase, it is not a resting phase. Why? Because in this phase the cell, it is quite active in the formation of more DNA. Externally there is no change visible in the chromosomes which are present in the nucleus of the cell, but actually the cell, it is quite active during this phase in the formation of more DNA. So in reality this phase, it is not called resting phase, but normally it is called the resting phase. Clear? Why? Now this question, it is very important question, students. Many times this question comes in paper, that why interphase, it is known as the resting phase of the cell. Then you have to say that no change in chromosomes, it is visible externally during this phase, but actually the cell, it is quite active during interphase for the formation of more DNA. Clear? Now this interphase, again it is having three phases. First one is called first growth phase, second one is called second phase, and synthesis phase, and third one is called second growth phase. Now what happened during first growth phase? This first growth phase, it is also known as G1 phase, and during this G1 phase RNA and proteins, they are formed, and the volume of cytoplasm, it also gets increases. I have told you already that during interphase the volume of cytoplasm, it is very less, and also the amount of RNA and proteins, it is also very less. But during this phase the more RNA and proteins, they are formed, and volume of cytoplasm, it also gets increases. And during this phase the mitochondria which are present in an animal cell, they start dividing, and chloroplasts which are present in plant cells, they also start dividing, because these two organelles, they are having their own DNA. Clear? They are having their own DNA, so they are not undergoing these this cell cycle. Only during this first growth phase these two organelles, they start dividing, and it occurs only during the early phase of growth phase, early first growth phase. Now in the late growth phase, all the cells, they must follow one of the two, means there are two options for the cells. All the cells, they are having two options. They can withdraw from the cell cycle, or they can enter a resting phase. Resting phase means they can start preparing for the next division by entering the next synthesis phase. So it is about the first growth phase. Now during synthesis phase, what happened, that more DNA, it is synthesized, and chromosomes, they are duplicated. So during synthesis phase more DNA, it is synthesized, and chromosomes, they are duplicated. Now during the second growth phase, what happened, that the RNA and proteins which are necessary for the cell division, again they continue to be synthesized. Means again more and more RNA and proteins they are to be synthesized. Now DNA, it also gets duplicated. RNA and proteins, they also have to be synthesized. And earlier the mitochondria and chloroplast, they are already divided. So the cell now it is ready to undergo cell division and entering the dividing phase of the cell cycle. And after the dividing phase, the cell, two new daughter cells, they are formed from the parent cell. So in this way the whole cell cycle it goes on. Now students, we will discuss the representation. It is the representation of all the three phases of the cell. Now students, you can see this is the cell cycle and it is the interphase of the cell. And in this interphase, it is divided into three phases. First one is called first growth phase, then synthesis phase, then second growth phase. Now during this first growth phase, this I have already told you that RNA and proteins, they are synthesized, mitochondria starts dividing, chloroplast starts dividing. Now after this first growth phase, the cell, it is having two options. Either this cell, it can withdraw this cell cycle and can enter into the resting phase. And if this cell cycle it enters into the resting phase, then this cell cycle, it can prepares itself for the next phase. That one is known as the synthesis phase. And in this synthesis phase, you can say that more DNA it is produced, then chromosomes they get duplicated, but still they remain attached with each other. And after the synthesis phase, now there is second growth phase. During the second growth phase, more RNA and proteins they are synthesized, and after the second growth phase, the cell enters into the different phases of the cell division, and these are known as the different phases of cell division, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. And after that there is cytokinesis. Cytokinesis means this is the division of the cytoplasm of the cell. And during these four phases, there is the division of the nucleus of the cell. And after the cytokinesis, now the two new daughter cells they are formed with the two different nuclei. And now again these cells they are having option to enter into the interphase. So it is about the cell cycle. So students, it is all about this today's lecture. So please subscribe, like and share my channel. And also if you are having any doubts, then you can comment. Clear?